Well, ho, 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 and welcome to this edition of We Need a Little Christmas. And today we will discover the story behind the author of the story, The Gift of the Magi. Now, most of you probably know that O. Henry is credited with writing the story about sacrificial love. But did you know O. Henry is not his real name? His real name was William Sidney Porter, and his first published story was titled Whistling Dick's Christmas Stocking. O. Henry was his pen name, and his story began quite tragically. His mother died when he was 3 years old. Then he was imprisoned in 1898 for embezzling funds from a bank where he worked. He fled to Honduras to avoid jail because at the time he had a wife and daughter. He returned to the States when his wife was diagnosed with a terminal illness. He spent 3 years in jail writing feverishly to support his daughter Margaret and published 12 stories while incarcerated. Well, after serving his time, he moved to New York, where he was hired by the New York World to write a story a week. He worked for the paper for 3 years, and as a side hustle, he published several short story collections. Because he was ashamed of his record, Porter wrote under the pen name Olivier Henry, which he shortened to O. Henry, and went on to write almost 600 stories in total. One of his last stories is 1910's The Ransom of Red Chief, and it's perhaps his best-known work. It was adapted into several films, including The Ransom of Red Chief, the 1962 Business People, and 1986's Ruthless People, starring Danny DeVito and Bette Midler. O. Henry is also credited for creating the character of Cisco Kid. He lived to see 3 of his stories adapted to silent films before he passed away in June of 1910 at the age of 48. From troubled beginnings to becoming a well-loved author, William Porter was quite a man that gave so much. You never know what God can do with you if you just keep taking steps forward. As Jeff teaches all the time, it's never too late to become the person God has created you to be. We hope this peek behind the scenes of a writer of a beloved Christmas story brings you hope and encourages you to move forward using the gifts and talents that God has given you. Merry Christmas to you today and every day.